Hey guys, I got to bed about 1:30 a.m. after the speech last night, and so didn't put my tie on, rushed out here. We're actually in Madison, not in Milwaukee, where a lot of the state delegations are. So I'm speaking to Texas this morning. Reminds me of the campaign. This used to be my mirror in the campaign. Side of an SUV. What do you think? Tighten it up a little bit?
Yep.
Tighten it up a little bit? All right.
No, it's nice.
All right. Let's see there.
The school's going
I'm not a big tie guy, as you know. But these people here, they show respect. People putting in the work. These people don't have to be here doing this. They're doing it because they love the country. And when they invite somebody like me to address them, it's less that I care about the formalities, but I care about respect. So, yeah, we did some rallying last night, but I think this is a little bit more intimate, right? Just a few thousand people versus a few hundred. It's a different dynamic, I think. So it's good though. So anyway, let's go in. Let's do it.
Vivek, Ramaswamy.
Love you guys. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for the. I got to get myself one of those shirts and one of the hats. I love that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you. Official. It's not all going to be honky-dory roses along the way. You want to go in there and actually, I talked last night about the mass deportations of millions of illegals from this country, and I do favor it, and I'm not going to apologize for that. But the real mass deportation that we also need is the mass deportation of 3 million federal bureaucrats out of Washington, D.C. That is how we save this country for the next 250 years. Let's put this thing on. Thank you. I like it. Making my workouts look good here. Thank you for having me. Go where the pack isn't going. So the pack is always running in one direction. If everybody else is going one way, you go the other. Be contrarian and be right. You got to do both of those things. It's easy to be contrarian and just be wrong in some harebrained rabbit hole. But it's also easy to just go the direction that everybody else is going, which means the world doesn't need you to do that. The world needs you to do the other thing, to take the road less traveled. And if you do that, that's going to be your formula for success in business, as it is going to be your formula for success in saving this country. So whichever track you choose, be contrarian, be right, don't think small, think big. And that's not just a reflection for a young 18-year-old man. I think it's a reflection for all of us in this country. Think big, Texas. Do big things for this country. Win the American Revolution of 2024, and our country will be stronger than it ever has been. Thank you. God bless you, Texas. And God bless your families and our United States of America. Thank you, guys. We'll visit you guys. Thank you. I love the way you do things. We'll come back to Michigan.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
What does the largest deportation effort in U.S. history look like?
Well, look, I think it requires, obviously, done in a manner that advances the interests of the U.S. citizens who are already here, but it involves standing for principle and separating that from saying that, I said this in my speech, the reason is you're not all bad people. It's just a basic principle that the U.S. stands for the rule of law. And I think that preserving both the compassion for individuals while still remaining uncompromising about our principles on the rule of law, I think is the right way to do this. And so that's what I would say. That's my opinion.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
Television, one question. What can we imagine the economic policy in the second term of President Trump?
Whatever lifts up the prosperity of all Americans, that's what we want. And I think that it's a beautiful thing to revive economic pride and economic success that unites a country. And that's what you can expect. President Trump was the president in the 21st century who had not only the best American interests, but also stood for global stability. Look where we were under President Trump's tenure versus where we are now.
How would you stop now?
So the reality is it comes down to the person who's in the commander-in-chief. President Trump has a spine and has conviction. He's going to stand for America, but when you stand for America strong, that's also best for the free world. Thank you. Well, back to our golf cart, our mode of transportation. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Love you guys. Keep it up, guys. So, yeah, it's pretty...
That was
Pretty wild. Takes me back to the campaign days.
Absolutely.
I wasn't sure if you were at the end. Were you at the end of the Texas one?
Yeah, it was.
The end of the Texas one? The end of it.
The end of it, yeah.
Yeah, that was
That something
interesting.
else.
There's a lot of people, yeah.
Yep.
But also, when I say our people, what do I mean? It's not the people who just believe what we believe.
Right.
It's people who are passionate about the country and love authentic and open debate. Yeah, exactly. And I like that idea of that debate culture. I feel like we're in the middle of it's a surreal week in that you know this week is going to be major in American history. This is like not going to be an ordinary presidential convention week, whatever, going through the motions. It is, it's a bit of a slog, right, to go through. You're away from, how much I love to spend time with my family. And we have, 4 days here, 6 a.m. to past 11 p.m. But when you remember that this is, even just on a personal note, you think about like life experiences. I never imagined that we'd be in the center of seeing this type of dawn in our country, and I'm grateful for that.
You having
Right here?
fun?
Yep. Thank you. Good seeing you.
It's been a great day. And day 3.
It is. It is fun, actually. It's not, fun in the way that, like, I don't know,
Right, it's not like
watching the Super Bowl is fun or something, but it's fun in a different way. It's fun is maybe the wrong. It's meaningful.
Intellectually
It's meaningful. It's meaningful. Yeah, and it feels like, and it actually like it's one thing if it didn't feel important. It just felt like you had to go through the motions. Actually, what's happening, not just at the convention, but what's happening in this moment right now in our country feels important, and that's what hits the spot for me. Still recognize that we're fellow citizens at the end of it. The enemy is an ideology, not our fellow citizens. And that's what I think it looks like. So I don't believe in modulating our policy vision for the country or the deep-seated vigorous nature of disagreements. No. But what I do believe in is separating that from seeing our fellow citizens as our enemies. I need to do more of these sports interviews. I realized that was a totally unexploited avenue in the presidential campaign. Largely because they're actually more substantive, and the reporters are far more intellectually honest when they're asking about sports than when they're asking about politics.
Mr. Ramaswamy, there is renewed attention this morning on the Democratic side of the ticket.
Yes.
There seems to be more pressure to get Joe Biden off the ticket from congressional Democrats.
Yep.
Do you think that will happen? And if so, how could it change the race?
I think this is entirely unsurprising. I believe that it is unlikely Joe Biden's going to be the nominee. I've said that for nearly a year and a half. I've said that for the last month and a half, and I think it's as true as ever now. I think part of the reason we're seeing it is not just the debate anymore. Now what we're seeing is Joe Biden doesn't have a message left. Because on one hand, all he was campaigning on was the histrionics of the fact that Trump poses a threat to democracy. Yet on the other hand, without that, Biden doesn't have a message left. So I think that's becoming painfully apparent to a lot of the Democrats. And the reality is he's going to lose this election. Now, whoever they put up, I think we can insulate ourselves against that by focusing on who we are and what we actually stand for as Republicans. And I think that's a lot of what you're seeing happen at this convention. We're the party of national unity now, and I think for good reason. And so that's the way I think it's going to play out. You go, thank you. This way? Thank you. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
There's Vivek. There he is.
Thank you,
there he
guys.
is.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you guys.
Best political speech of the night.
Thank you,
best
man.
Political speech.
I appreciate that.
That woman
Thank
from
you.
New York.
That was good. Thank you. Thank
Very
you, man.
personal.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you guys. Thank you. It's a great afternoon. Guys, I'm glad you guys are like coming with me here. It feels like I've got our crew from Ohio now coming, following us around this place in Milwaukee. So different than we were from the debate a year ago. And it's just kind of surreal for me where just 1 year ago, what a different world it was. And now the same purpose is now manifested in a different form. So great afternoon. A lot more meetings to come. So this thing's busy. I don't even know. One meeting after another, but they've been scheduled for me, different interviews, different meeting with grassroots folks, meeting with all kinds of leaders. So we're doing one at a time, but I'm about to head into one of those meetings now. Good to see you.